Right, Dave has gone to get the pizza. So while he's out of the room, I'm coming down here to correct some BS that I heard earlier, which is that he didn't win our demo game at Games Expo. I did. And I won with this team, which is the Conclave of the Spheres, the Mage faction. So, you know, obviously I was able to control the battlefield, take down his people at distance, and utterly destroy him. He, of course, will remember that differently, but that's the truth until he comes back. But anyway, so this is unboxing for the Conclave of the Spheres. As with the other boxes, this faction will run you $70. So I'm going to switch to this camera now so we can see the back, please, Mr. Producer Man over in the corner. And the Conclave of the Spheres, as I said, they're the Mage faction. So there's a lot of magic involved. There's a lot of spell use, unit summoning, that sort of thing. So we'll get into how that works when we do go through the game mechanic. But as Dave has already been through the back of the box here, we'll tell you a lot of information. So this is obviously for 2 to 4 players. So I'll get that in frame. 2 to 4 players. It will run you to about 60 minutes worth of game time. And it is for 14 plus. And of course, this is all set in this world that's been built by Tracy Hickman of Dragonlance fame. So the Conclave of the Spheres, if you see one who brandishes an orb and gauntlet, whose skin is tarnished by the arcane blue, it's best you know the extent of the powers of those who hail from the Isles of Quinvala. These are the markings of a wielder of Liastrum, warning signs to friends and foes alike, benders of wills, master tacticians and magic-craving scholars. Liastrum augments all of the greatest archmages of the world. They know that forgotten knowledge flows through ancient artifacts, waiting to be seized from the ruins of a broken world, empowering masters to bend the ignorant to their will. That, of course, refers to the relics, which is one of the main objectives of the game, is capturing the husks, capturing the relics, which will reward you with a lot of mastery, which is basically the end game scenario. So let's flip to the front. Lovely faction symbol there. One of the best, of course, not anywhere near the Legion of the Fallen, which is obviously the worst, being the undead. I'm going to maximise just slagging him off while he's not here. So there is the obligatory...
not often you get free reign without him around.
That's right, yeah. I'm just in charge now, and I'll say what I like. So there's the obligatory flyer here for the QR code, which will take you to the site. And I'm guessing somewhere on their site, I've not checked, so I apologise for that, there will be some more lore, because, you know, they have built these factions with a lot of backstory. So go and check that out for starters, because it will give you the flavour of the game. As you can see from the battle map, which is gorgeous and sits on the table underneath it, this is got some body horror theme to it, particularly with Legion of the Fallen, but there is a lot of lore there. You know, the Liastrum, some of the terminology used in the game. I would recommend you go to the site and check some of that out. So we do have, of course, the 2 cardboard pop-outs here, which will give us the terrain and the units. So let's have a look at some of that artwork. The Mage faction is my favourite, and the artwork on here is absolutely stunning. These are the husks. So these are the capture points for the game. And as I said, you capture one of these during the game, you will be rewarded with a relic. That relic can be attached to your seeker or your unit and give you a lot of great stuff. I'm not going to talk too much about that, because I do want to cover that in the game mechanic videos. But yeah, that is one of my favourite 3D printed miniatures for the game. That's like a guard dog, bulldog, but made out of magic. Just have a look on the inside. Open that. There's a Mastery and Echo card. So I haven't really spoken about the Mastery and the Echo, but the Mastery is the end game. So to win a standard game, you'd be looking at capture 40 Mastery through either taking down your opponent's units and seeker, or capturing the husks, as I've said. And the Echo is basically what you spend in order to summon or cast your spells. These are the damage tokens. These are little wheels that go inside the turner. There's the ruler for this one. Let's put that out of the way. The rules obviously used for movement and line of sight for attacking. And there's the terrain. So any of these hatched pieces, as Dave said before, represent high terrain. So in 3D terms, that would be stuff you can't see round, stuff that you can't pass over. So you'd need to go round those objectives. So placement of the terrain on the game board in particular is very important. So you're going to use that for cover. You're going to use that also to control, because if I'm a faction for the Conclave of Spheres and I'm standing on Conclave Spheres terrain, then I will get an advantage. I will get a boost. But yeah, the artwork on all of this is absolutely stunning. And seeing this in 3D terms at the Games Expo was also absolutely amazing. So you can check out some of the videos that we took from that particular conference. And the Conclave of Spheres stuff is awesome. Lots of columns on that one. It's like a mini pantheon. The initiative tracker as well. So we didn't talk much about that, but you can buy an initiative tracker on the site. I think it runs for $50. It's a metal coin. And so that's one of the key features at the start of the game is you bid cards from your hand in order to win initiative. So there's a lot of strategy in this game. There is a lot of strategy in this game. So winning initiative, going first, or forcing your opponents to go first, can give you a big advantage. So here are the little plastic standees. Those tokens, we are blue, of course, the greatest colour. Reference to Chelsea there, obviously. The rule book and our cards. So I have a slightly green-blue D20. Let's have a roll of that and see what we got. I mean, that proves my point, doesn't it? That proves my point that I just rolled a 20 straight out the box. This is the greatest faction. Go and buy it. $70. There's just no question at all. So here we have this. So this is our extended deck, and I'm not fully au fait of how to build a deck yet, which is why I like you get the starter deck in the box. So you can take the starter deck out, play straight away. Okay, so you don't need to worry about deck building until you get more au fait with the game. So our Seeker is going to be our main character. This represents the rarity of the card, and I think the red is the highest level of rarity and also our cost. And then we've got the legacy card, and the legacy card will tell us how many echo we start with. So that's how much energy we're going to start with. So in this case, it's 20. We then have our units. So these would be our summonable units. So that would cost me 4 to summon that. And then these are our stats down the side. And we will get into more of this when we talk about the game mechanic. But we've got units that we can summon. We've got spells that we can cast. There's my Gateway Guardian. That's my favourite mini. We've got spells we can cast, which also have cost. And you basically do this during the action phase to try and mainly control that game board, take down your opponent, steal the husks, and win the relics. And we're looking for 40 mastery to win that game. Just the artwork on these is beautiful. There's a lot of just skill gone into this whole game, and these cards are very good quality. I know Dave spoke about that as well. These are not going to get damaged. I can't see them getting damaged at the corners through use. I personally would put them in sleeves. That's my choice, because I normally do that with any sort of card game that I have, and it's just to keep the artwork clean, and I just like that look of it being in sleeve. So Malediction do actually sell the sleeves on their site. They will run you $16 for 100 sleeve cards, and they do have on the back the Malediction artwork, which is a nice touch and not just see-through on both sides. So I'm not sure how many cards you get in this extension deck, but there looks to be a lot here, as well as the relics at the back here. So there should be a deck of 15 relics in this box. So what you do is you shuffle out 4 of those relics, and you put those down with the husks, and then when you win the husk you get a relic. But there is enough there in that extended box to build a deck fully for this faction. When you get to that level, for me at the moment I'm still at the starter deck level, so I would be looking to come in here open up the starter deck, which is clearly a problem for me, and start playing. And that's exactly what we did at the Games Expo. You know, we ran a demo game using the starter decks. Okay, so there's our top card to let us know this is a starter deck. So in this case, my Seeker is Polinor, the Prime Archivist. Now that is an armoured mini. I didn't play with this one on the demo game. My preference is the other Seeker in the pack, but he's an armoured guy. The artwork's very good on this. The miniature is good. All the miniatures got a great level of detail on them. In this case, the legacy is Polinor's Gauntlet, and the starting echo is 25, so you get more power with Polinor. What we got here, so there's our terrain cards. So this would be put down so that we control that terrain, and as I said, when you land on it and when you control it, you get an advantage. And then we have our units. This is also a pretty good unit, the Abomination. Lots of tentacles on that one. But yeah, as with the extended deck, the artwork on here is amazing, and I look forward to battering Dave's ego again when we get around to playing this. So yeah, go and check out the site. As I said, go and look up some of that lore. It has been done by Tracy Hickman, and if you're going to buy a box, buy this one because it's the greatest fiction. The dice say so. 20 straight out of the box. What can I say? Okay, I'll wrap the video up there. I've probably rambled on for longer than I should have done. I won't have much to say for the next box I'm going to do in a second, but thank you very much for watching. Remember, like and subscribe is always welcome, and I'll see you on the next one.